The concept of neutral spine is just a concept that you will use essentially throughout life, but also throughout lifting. So thinking about the spine, right, as we stand with good posture, and I put that in quotes because everyone's a little bit different, right, but in general, we want that slight S-curve to the spine with a straight line connecting 3 points. So if you use a dowel, put into your hand in the low back, you should have about a hand space between your dowel and the low back, okay, so you're not excessively extending here, and then you should have contact with back of the head, mid-back, and tailbone. Okay, the goal with this neutral position, okay, is to create the most stable position for the spine, the strongest, most stable position for the spine based on the anatomy and structure of the vertebra as you go down. So they change a little bit as you go down. So this positioning helps keep you safe and is the healthiest position for your joints, okay? So when you hold this here, that is your neutral spine position, and you should be able to do that right against the floor, against the wall, wherever you're at. In quadruped, okay, you can use this dowel to maintain this positioning and feel what is the proper static position, okay? So the goal is that as you go through your movements, okay, you're going to maintain this position, and you're going to do that by using a hip hinge. Hip hinge is just the concept of using your hips, okay, to move as opposed to your spine, right? When you're bending, lifting, twisting, things like that, okay? So we're gonna go over just the hip hinge position. I'm gonna have you do that by holding, okay, the dowel in the low back, putting just a slight bend in the knees, okay? Your shins are going to stay vertical, so your knees are not gonna bend any more here, okay? You're gonna bend here. The hips shift back and the weight goes back into the heels just slightly, but the toes stay down as the hips come forward. So the hips actually reach back. As you can see, they're kind of behind my heels here, okay? But my head stays neutral, my chin is down, okay? And I still have contact. If you find that you're lifting up, okay, you'll lose contact with that mid-back, okay? And then coming back up. So that is the concept of the hip hinge, okay? So when I have designated reps here for this movement, you're just going to do this, okay? It can help to put a wall 6 to 8 inches behind you and have something to reach back into, okay? Touch your butt on and then come back up. It's not a huge movement, okay? I just want you to get used to moving from here, okay? As opposed to here, right? Here, letting the head come up, that's a super common one, or extending through that low back and letting the pelvis extend out of there. Okay, so the spine is not moving, the only thing that's moving is the actual hip sockets. So that would be 1, 2, okay, maintaining that positioning.